Entertain nothing.
Live your life, boy.
But that is the whole reason I asked. Yo, they were like, hey, ask better questions. It got me in my head. I was like, fuck. All right. The best question I had was that one right there.
That was the best. That's all I got.
No, it was a good question because that shit went viral.
Yeah.
we went viral like a couple days after that shit.
Okay, dude, you ready? Hey.
Hi.
Hey. You ready to do this thing?
Ready as I'll
Roll
ever
it in.
be. Whose fucking lighter is this?
I don't know.
Capricorn. Don't nobody fuck with Capricorn. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that before I get. Don't at me, bro.
People will take that shit serious.
I know they do.
Yo, I'm a Capricorn.
Bitches be taking that shit serious because every time I meet, like, okay,
It'd be the female.
I'm not saying I meet a lot of bitches, but sometimes when I meet females, they're like, "What are you?" And I'm just like, "Alyssa," and they're like, "No, you're sign." And I'm just like, "Oh,
All right.
I'm a Gemini." I'm just kidding.
Are you a Gemini?
No.
Do you know what you are?
Yeah.
You know what's your sign?
Aquarius. And Aquarius are cool as fuck. Let me just tell you, baby. No, but Geminis are crazy from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Doja Cat said.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like the type of girls like Doja Cat that really be in
Can't trust a big butt or a
signs.
Gemini.
Yeah. I'm a Pisces, by the way.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers crazy. I read
No, I
about
feel like
y'all.
Pisces is the coolest one. They had like a song that Kurt Cobain had with the Pisces and shit.
Probably because he is a Pisces.
Yeah, bro. That shit goes hard, though. Yeah. Shout out to Nirvana. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Test Tube Talk, dopest podcast on earth. How you guys doing? Glad y'all are here with another episode.
I know it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a minute. I think we kind of slacked on. Yeah, you know what I said? Been a minute.
I said it too. Been a minute.
No, I feel like we did kind of slack on last week after the Peso interview. It was supposed to. We usually do one a week, but I think we might have actually spread this one out.
We were hella busy though. We were like fucking linking up, networking with some people.
Yeah, I want to talk about that Peso interview. Like after that shit, we really did get the DM started flooded in. People started like, "Oh, what? This is what y'all be doing over here, huh?" It's like as soon as we got that cosign, people were like, "Oh, they are cool. We can't fuck with them."
Head ass.
But the thing about it is, we've been doing this shit for months, babe. Like we've been putting our shit out on Facebook, Instagram, on our personal pages. Even your mama sharing that shit, so I know they know we have a podcast. And I don't know, maybe we're a little bit cringy and corny at first.
I mean, no one really takes anyone seriously until they see them actually making moves, and then they're just like, "Oh, you're really doing the shit," you know? Everybody talks about it. No one wants to be about it. So they were pretty like, sure, we were just talking about it and just fucking around, you know? They didn't expect us to take this shit seriously and like.
Oh, what you mean talking about? We posting the videos already on Instagram.
Yeah. But like, you know, people don't want to show love sometimes. They just want to watch. Like we talked about this before, you know?
Yeah,
but
we talked about this plenty
but
of times
once
before.
they see you actually making like a big move and they're just like, "Oh, you really out here," then they're like, you know, then they'll hit you up and be like, "Yo, I see you," you know, type shit.
No, it's like how people, they'll like that shit, but they'll be afraid to say that they like it unless someone else co-signs on it. And like, oh yeah, it is cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because at the end of the day, this is kind of, I think it's dope as fuck, but like this is some nerdy shit. Like we're just like some podcast nerds, you know what I mean? Like we really dove into this shit. Like all this shit, the technical audio equipment, all this shit we talking about. Yeah, it's going way over people's heads. And like, what the fuck, y'all record yourself talking to a camera with audio equipment? Yeah, yeah, bro, it's called a podcast.
It's not for everybody though.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
It's for us, I guess.
I'm
if it's not, we're still doing it. Shit.
I'm fucking with it. It seems like it's already doing pretty damn good so far. Yeah,
I enjoy it.
We got something going on. So, what did you think about? What's your thoughts on the Peso interview? Like,
I was really nervous, dude. If you guys couldn't tell, like, panic attack the entire time. Like, I was just like, I don't know. I was just kind of, oh yeah, that's great. Like, didn't even have anything else to say. And then I'd be like, bitch, get yourself together. Like, he's a normal person, dude. Like, you forget that. You just kind of.
You were catching yourself, like, kind of inside your head.
I was just like, I guess starstruck in a way, but not really, because I looked at him as a star, but not like, you know, like a Brad Pitt, you know, type star, you know? But to me, he's still a big deal.
He's a big deal.
He's a
For
big
us to
deal.
have-
And I was like really nervous. And
It
I
was
was
crazy
like,
us to secure that for our first real interview. Because I remember I told you, I was like, this right here is Test Tube Talk, the podcast.
Yeah.
The other thing, I told like Alyssa, I was like, yo, we need to branch out and do interviews. Because I already have people, before we start doing interviews, they kind of seen our vibe and shit. They're like, hey, what do I do to get on? And instead of having just like a bunch of features and just having random people come on, I was like, we should have like kind of branch off this. We can still post it on our YouTube channel, on the Instagram pages, but we need to do like features and kind of get in, start breaking things down with other people that are trying to do something. Not only like rappers, but like entrepreneurial stuff and things like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People on the same wavelength that us. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was nervous. I was nervous on that interview. I prepared. I've been following Peso for probably like 3 years just on the Instagram. He popped up on my feed, probably messing with like Sauce Walker and TSF or something like that. Well, no, probably not, because he didn't really sign until like a year ago to TSF. So it was before he signed to TSF. When he was talking about he was on the run and shit, he was on the run. He was on Instagram just fucking getting in and out of jail, and he's like, man, fuck these laws. I'm like, this kid's wild as fuck. I was like, follow him. And anyways, so it was like, I've related a lot to him, and when we first started doing this, I had him on our guest list. I was like, he'd be a cool dude to interview, because we were like the same age. When you grow on the outskirts of Houston, I feel like the culture is kind of the same, especially just Houston as a whole. Like the, what do you call it? Like the Tribeca area. Well, you know how
I have no
it's
idea.
not, I don't even know what that means, but you say like how, like in New York, all these, you got Manhattan, Brooklyn, all that shit. It's like all in New York. Yeah, it's kind of like, Houston's kind of like the same thing. How we say, you'd be from like Baytown, you're like, oh, I'm right here on the south side of Houston or whatever. Yeah. But so I felt like we'd have a lot to relate and talk to. But with the things going on at the time, I don't know. It was just like the energy was weird. It was like at first when he came in, the energy was a little bit off. And once he came in, I don't know.
But he also had like his own thing going on in the beginning of the interview. Like when he came in, he got a phone call, and then he was going through that, and we were just kind of waiting on him, and like, I don't know, when we were waiting on him, and like his homeboys were in here and his manager, it's just like all the anxiety built up, and I was like, oh shit, this is really happening. And we're really about to interview Peso Peso. Like, dude, we just started this like the beginning of this year. Like I was not ready for it. It came pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it started building up quick. It's just like, well, when his manager put up, because his manager put up.
His manager was cool as fuck. Yo, shout out to you, Breezy.
Yeah,
I fucks with you, bro.
Yo. Yeah, we finna fuck with Breezy for shit show. Though, yeah, she was cool as fuck, bro. She pulled up. We was chilling, just kind of chopping it up, like what we had going on, what we were doing with the pod when it started.
Hell yeah.
A little behind the scenes type shit. And she was telling us about like the shit that she had going on and shit she had been working on.
Yeah.
Cool as fuck, kicked it off, smoking and shit.
Hell yeah.
So, all right, so mind you, this was the morning after the Rizzo and Maxo Cream fight. Yeah. So there was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then you asked him about that, and he was like, "Oh, we're not talking about that."
No, but you see
But you had to. I mean, dude, if we didn't, I mean, they would have been like, "Why didn't you ask about it? Shoot your shot," Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew for sure that he wasn't going to talk about it, but the least you can do is ask. He might want to say something.
Yo, I asked that shit after. What do you seen that shit when he was on live?
Yeah.
On Instagram Live. And I totally forgot. Like, I blanked out that he was on Instagram Live. Yeah. It was like 300 people, 400 people on his Instagram Live watching us live. And when they was talking shit, yo, because I really was trying to just get through the main story, kind of just ask like the basic interview questions. Just like, hey, where you from? And kind of get just the baseline for anybody that doesn't know about his history. But like just the first 15, 20 minutes to try to, and then get into something else for the rest of the podcast. But one of the people on his live said, "Hey, can you ask
better questions?"
I was like, "Oh, dude, that was a shot to the heart." I was like, "Ah, damn!" And then as soon as he said that, I was like, "Bro, people are watching this shit live." And I was like in my head, and because he said like 300 something people earlier, I was like,
"Yeah."
And it's like
just
popping up in my head.
People in the room. Like, hey guys, welcome to Test Tube Talk. You know what I'm saying? Dopest podcast on earth, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like they're a little hard on us though. We got majority of it love, but the people that we're hating, we're fucking just hating, bro. For no
I'm really
reason.
worried about it because you know what? Ask them to sit here and interview Rizzo Peso Peso for the first fucking time ever meeting him.
Yeah,
Like you would have been just as nervous, bro.
Interviewing anybody, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they don't fucking know what really goes behind the scenes when you're on camera. When you hit record and you're on camera, you say you do this, and this. Woo-de woo woo. And when you're looking at an interview, man, that it's not like that. I promise you, it's definitely not like that. Especially because they don't even have the idea of like what the behind the scenes action that was going on. Because like when Peso pulled up, he was on the phone with Rizzo, and I could hear it. Like I was just just trying to get everything set up, and he was up in the living room and shit, just like. Oh, bro, you my brother, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit.
So I just heard those things. I was like, oh, he's probably talking to him. I was like,
yeah.
I could feel the energy coming off of him. I was like, damn, that's a fucked up situation because Peso fucks with Maxo, right?
Yeah.
Rizzo's like his brother,
Yeah.
They do a lot of shit. They hang out. They're both TSF. So that put him in an awkward situation. He don't want to get in between that shit because he fucks with both of them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because I wasn't there. I don't know the whole backstory behind it. So we're just going to ahead and drop it. Just like Pedro said, hey, you wasn't there.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about it, bro. So we're just going to go ahead and drop that shit. But that is the whole reason I asked. They were like, hey, ask better questions. It got me in my head. I was like, fuck, all right. The best question I had was that one right there.
That was the best. That's all I got.
No, it was a good question because that shit went viral.
Yeah.
we went viral like a couple of days after that shit on just asking the questions.
Damn, that shit was crazy, bro. And we always say hell yeah. We need to stop saying hell yeah. We were talking about that.
Hell yeah.
I did the same shit when you told me that. I was like, damn, dude, we really do just be like, hell yeah.
It's a bad habit. Yeah, it's definitely a bad habit. We're kind of just like talking like you meeting up in the club, You're just like, yo, what's going on? Hell yeah, word, facts. But a lot of people do it. Interviewers do it. The thing they do has to trick the mind and saying, switch it up. Hell yeah. Facts.
Oh, right you're on. Right. Yeah,
you're right. We're business.
I feel you.
I was noticing that shit too, though. When I was in the interview, I kind of caught myself saying that, and I was like, "Oh, stop! Like, slow down." And I'd also get a little bit too excited, and almost kind of guide the questions into the answers I was looking for. You get that?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because I should have like kind of kept the questions not as specific and kind of just let him talk and let him.
Yeah, but you're also doing well because what if he doesn't know what to say? You can kind of guide him as to like.
Yeah, there was a few moments of that where it was just like, some questions.
Where he was like, what? And then you're like, well, here you go,
Yeah, he's like, say that again. Because some questions I thought like he would get and like, oh yeah, like that. And kind of go off on a story, and it was more just like a 30-second reply, and I was like, all right, oh shit, so what else I got? And I totally blanked out. I ain't gonna lie, I have my iPad sitting here full of questions.
I mean, there was a lot going on, and you can obviously tell that he had a lot going on in his head. Like he was obviously going through some things, and it's kind of hard to talk to someone when you both like have other things on your mind, and you're just kind of like It wasn't like let's sit down and have a conversation and just like vibe and talk. It was kind of like, let's get this over with. That's what it felt like,
Yeah, but okay, like, well, don't get me wrong, not in a bad way, not in a bad way, because Peso he was fucking with before the interview. Yeah. He was like, like him and the people he was with, they're like, they fucked with our setup, and then we were just chopping it up, just kind of telling them like what we got going on, showing the Instagram page, like, oh yeah, the visuals are dope, the clips are dope, and all that. Y'all chopped it up, whoop de whoop whoop, keep going, and such and such. And so when we got in the interview and started kind of asking questions, I could tell that his mind was those places because he just wanted.
I mean, and plus he just got off the phone with Rizzo, so.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of that energy.
But
And,
but it was a good interview for our first fucking interview with like a fucking rapper, bro. Like that's crazy.
yeah, y'all try that shit out,
Right.
bro. Hey,
You try it and let me see how it goes.
the YouTube comments on are good, and don't get me wrong. Most of the comments on the live, the ones got like 30,000 views.
Yeah.
That one is 95% is good. 90.
Yeah. There was like 1 or 2 bad
95%.
comments, and the rest were just like all
Yeah.
love towards Rizzo, towards us, towards like
It's
TSF.
Yeah. It's just that 5% that have the negative comments, they stood out the most to me.
But that is always gonna come, babe. That's
Yeah.
always gonna be there. We always gotta have at least one person hating, and if we're not, then we're not doing something right.
It humbled me though, because I was like, just thinking, we doing that thing, we
Yeah.
gonna get in here. Everybody finna show love. It ain't
Yeah.
no thing, bro. But the internet's ruthless.
It's gonna get even worse as soon as we start really getting out there. It's not
sure.
gonna be that 1 or 2. It's gonna be like 1 or 200, 1 or 2,000.
Yeah, I think I just wasn't expecting.
And if we slip up and fuck up, it's gonna be hundreds of thousands. They're gonna come for our ass.
yeah, I think it's just like I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Most of the shit didn't even bother me. Like I kind of just brushed,
Push
That's
this
why
shit off, yeah.
water on a duck's back to me. You feel me? Like I ain't worried about that shit.
Yeah.
It just I wasn't expecting it, because I was kind of just.
Oh yeah.
It humbled me because I'm just like, oh, everything's good, everything's vibing and shit like that. But when you put all your shit out there and you exploit your life and put everything out there online, like people are gonna judge.
For better or for worse.
It takes a certain type of person, to be able to like, I don't know, brush that shit off. You know what I mean? If we really
it's
want,
definitely not for everybody. You see stars all the time just freak out over that shit.
yeah. I mean, if we really want to do something with this shit, then we're gonna have to not worry about that,
Yep.
because there's gonna be a lot more hate to come.
Oh yeah.
But overall, it was a pretty good interview. I thought we did damn good for our first interview. A couple of comments could kind of tell that it was our first interview, and that we were a bit nervous.
We gotta start somewhere,
And
baby.
they're like, it did sound
Can't
like,
start at the top.
yeah.
Even Peso said that. I was like, you feel like you're on top of the world? He was like, nah, but I'm getting there. And I was like, I feel you. Me too.
Yeah, Pesos came a long way, yo. Because when I did my deep dive into this shit, I was looking, I found like, he's got some of his old shit, like his YouTube, his first song and stuff. That shit is buried. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
And I guess first stuff, like 2,000 views, then like a couple hits that's 100, 200,000. But it's really hard to find. It used to go by the name King Peso. And I guess he dropped to Peso Peso. But
I feel like Peso fits in better.
Peso is way slicker. I think I had that.
It fits his like facial features.
Dude, looking back on that interview
like
in
his
hindsight, and I didn't even want to look at my notes because there was questions that I missed, and that was one of the questions I wanted to ask him, like when he dropped the King on Peso.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably when he joined TSF and.
Well, I mean, you've changed your Instagram names how many times this week? So it's probably he just didn't want to fuck with it anymore,
It wasn't catching.
Yeah, he just wants to.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I think he did good by the Peso because that
Peso
really
Peso
fits
was
his
catchy.
like his whole figure, his vibe,
Yeah, and then ad-lib too. Peso, I got racks in my skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just sounds dope.
Yeah.
I changed my name like 3 times this week on Instagram.
3, babe.
I'm trying to figure out a name for. I'm trying to figure out a catchy name too. Like not only
But
a rapper
now that
name.
you're trying like out these new names, I feel like the first one you had just
was
stuck.
the best one.
Yeah.
Young Tat.
Young tattoo.
Yeah. If it could just be. I want it to be simple though. I don't want like the 2s and the 3s. I don't want all that shit, bro. I just really want like one name or like kind of easy to type
Does
in.
anyone else have that name when you look it up?
A lot of. Yeah, I don't even know why. A lot of people have stolen names and they only got like 1 or 2 followers. I DM them, like, hey, bro, give me my name.
They're like, fuck you. It's fine.
They fucking made that shit and just
Send me $100.
just forgot about the whole Instagram app together. But I'm trying to figure out a name, kind of. They'll be like, hey, yo, what's up? Welcome back to Test Tube Talk, dopest podcast on earth. It's your host, Jake.
You sound like an automated Siri.
No, but like,
email Siri.
like I said, like, it's your host and then your co-host, because you should have a cool, like a catchy, easy not nickname, Instagram
I've been
name.
trying to make my nickname stick. No one wants
Liz.
to. No one wants to stick
Liz?
with it. Yeah.
I call you Liz every once in a while.
when I ask you to. I'd be like, call me Liz.
Babe, you can't pick your own nickname, babe.
Well, you picked the worst fucking nickname ever, so I'm not sticking with that shit. And don't say it.
No, I won't say it.
Because then you never know.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't want people calling me that bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck. I did it again. I keep doing that, babe. It's such a bad habit. Did you watch the interview back?
Yeah.
You watched it on the YouTube, the final cut? How'd you feel when you were watching it?
I didn't like my outfit.
That's all you were thinking, really?
No. I felt like I could have talked a little bit more. I felt like I could have picked up on the conversations and not cut. I cut in, to some conversations like twice, and I hate that shit. Especially like...
Nah, you saved it some of the times, though.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't mind, can I cut to a little break real quick? And we can edit this out. The first time... Actually, Toasted History, but I gotta take a potty break.
Okay,
yeah.
go. Do your thing. Do your thing. Hey. You ugly. You your daddy, son. Oh, you so cute, Jacob. You so motherfucking cute.
Hey, y'all, I'm really sorry about that. I had a pee so bad. I should have took a pee before we started this pod. But I was really expecting this to be like one of our 20, 30-minute episodes. But I still got some shit to get off my chest type shit,
How far are we in?
30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That shit flew by fast.
Yeah. I think
Time just like is of the essence. Is that right?
Time is of the essence. Yeah, I think that's how the saying goes. But yeah, it's been one of those days. This is one of our, at least one day of the week, we just kick back, chill. It usually involves us waking up at like around 12. I wake up around 12. I chug a bottle of water, and I'm like, oh, it's only 12. I'll go back to sleep. And I wake up like, I wake up. I go back to sleep like 3, and then I don't lie. Those lazy days, we'll wake up, take Kenny out, go sit on the porch. Let's crack open a beer. Rona. Yeah, we drink 3 or 4 of them bitches, and then
smoke a bleezy.
I'm tired. I'm all right. This days. We go back to sleep. It's been one of those type of days.
No, but honestly, we've been busy these past few weeks. Dude, we've been running around with our heads off.
Yo, this shit finna take off, babe. Really been fucking with this shit. What?
I wish I could quit my 9 to 5 so I can just focus on this. I could do so much with this if I just had more time and I wasn't mentally exhausted from dealing with bullshit all day.
I told you about this shit earlier. I think the way I look at it is, so I'm working like 11, 12 hours a day at work, and then I get off and I'll put like 5, 6 hours at work. Work all the way up into, I don't work night shift.
And this is mentally exhausting too.
Shoot, tell me about it. And I work all the way up into the morning, go back to sleep, go to work 11, 12 hours, then squeeze in another few hours, just grinding on this shit.
Yeah.
But it's already started paying off. We're starting to see some type of rewards. That's what I'm trying to look towards the future. If I could squeeze like less work and kind of put more of my time and effort into this shit, we can figure something out. Because you see,
y'all just wait, dude. A few months, years, dude. Yeah, we're gonna be out of this world, okay?
We got some new people on the team. We got some interviews coming up. We got a bunch of the DMs are flowing in right now. This is crazy.
DMs flowing. Team is growing.
Yeah, it really is.
We're really out here.
Yeah, it really is, baby. In such a short amount of time. I was expecting this, but I wasn't expecting it so quick. But also at the same time, I was expecting it this quick because
You have to like shoot for the stars, or you're never gonna get there.
Well, you gotta believe in your shit. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe in it, ain't nobody else gonna believe in this shit for you.
Goddamn right.
Like, okay, so like when it comes to this rap thing, I think we were talking about it on one podcast or something like that with kids trying to do rap and shit. And we were talking about like, I think the one thing that sets aside, like Houston and our culture, you know how everybody wants to like rap and shit? Like, dude, look, you can look at my, well, you had the same Instagram page on. You see that DMs with the SoundCloud links?
Yeah.
that ain't gonna be. It's so easy to just make a song, record that shit on your iPhone, just rap over a beat or whatever, and throw the bitch on SoundCloud. But people that really believe in this shit, they start putting money behind that shit, start making videos.
They start paying for features.
That's what we were discussing with Peso, yo. That's why that's the biggest thing. Why I wanted to have Peso on so early as one of our first interviews is watching one of his No Jumper interviews that had inspired me to start like putting money behind my shit. We've already put a whole lot of money behind our shit, like getting a professional studio, getting professional equipment. And
when they say it takes money to make money, that's so true. So motherfucking true. I'm already seeing
return. I'm already seeing a return on investment, baby. Yeah, right. I'm hyped, yo. I'm about this shit now, baby. Like I'm gonna go all in on this test tube shit. This 2020, y'all are finna see a big shit. Like
it was a shit 2020, but not for the podcast.
Oh no, yo, this is gonna be our year, baby.
It's a good year. But the rest of the year is trash. Throw that bitch in the garbage. Burn it.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but. I don't know. Good time to hop on a podcast. If y'all want to hop on the podcast, hit our DMs.
Yo, please. We need more people, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get some fresh faces in here.
Yeah,
I know y'all tired of just seeing us.
No, they ain't tired of just seeing us. What we can do, we're finna ramp up the content too. I want to have at least maybe do 2 episodes a week, because I think it'd be nice to have kind of me and you and do a recap on the week and maybe cover like some news. Just kind of topical stuff.
Yeah.
And I also want to have a guest on too, kind of. But I don't want to put too much pressure as far as the interview. The only reason I separated the peso as an interview, because I don't want to affiliate to be like on just a little podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I don't want to be on like a little show. Like this is more like it's your shine. You know what I mean? We're just here as guests. We're just here as a platform. You're using our platform. You know, we're just here like running the shit for you.
I agree with that.
So in the future, I'm looking for some more guests. I'm gonna start working on the branding, like with the videos and stuff, separating from interviews to podcast videos. We've been trying to kind of keep up with like mostly like Houston stuff. People that have been sending me DMs and like videos, things that to report on. Mm-hmm. Get the Instagrams popping and shit. But Spotify is up, but Spotify and the audios and stuff is up. It's just
No, it's up.
We're still all the audios, all the audio files. Okay, so that is up. So Stitcher, Spotify, go follow us on that. That's gonna be up. Got some merch coming in. But I ain't gonna lie, that's just finna be exclusive. I ain't not even trying to sell that shit. I just want some dope shit for us.
Yeah, I just want to do exclusive merch first, because I also want to test out the shit that I want to put out there, you know?
True.
Because if I don't like it, I don't want it to represent. If I don't like it, I don't want it to represent me. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, well, true. Like, I mean,
make sure I love this shit before I sell it.
Same with when we started this podcast and do the Instagram. I didn't start promoting it until I believed in it and I really fucked with it. The first episode,
I want to put out good shit, not just anything.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. The first episode,
they were pretty damn good for like your very first podcast, but
they're still up there. But
they could have been better.
We weren't taking it serious, and it was more just kind of a game, like a hobby and shit for us.
Yeah, we're just kind of fucking around at first
and trying to figure it out. But then when we found out that we fell in love with it and it was fun.
Yeah,
to do, that's when we're like, oh, we should try to make something out of it. And now we're here right now.
Hey.
Yeah. But so I had a couple like things that you want to touch on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, well, do you want to look at them and see what you want to pick up? Because I remember you telling me a couple things 2 days ago, or a day you texted me at work. You want to talk about on the podcast, like with the Elon Musk?
Oh yeah, so Elon Musk had his second interview with Joe Rogan recently.
Yeah, I watched that.
Recently. And I noticed, I listened to the first one, and the first one, it was just, I was overclouded by just Elon Musk being on Joe Rogan and just hearing what he had to say and him being him, you know? Uh-huh. And then he smoked weed on the first podcast that he had with him, and then that went viral, and that was it just kind of overshadowed everything. But when I actually listened to him, I realized that for him being as smart and like, you know, I'm not saying money has anything to do with it, but for him being as rich and as smart and just, you'd think that he has everything. The man cannot talk. He says big words and he uses them correctly. Don't get me wrong, but other than that, like I feel like he does stutter a lot, and you know how you catch me saying like and that he kind of does that with his words, but he doesn't. He just kind of stops and repeats things, and I was just like, wow, you would think that he would be able to talk better with him being so smart.
You know what I see? What it seems like to me is it seems like it's almost when he talks, it's calculated. Like it's like he has a lot of things in his mind, and he's trying to choose the right words to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. That I can, I can understand that. I can see that because that's what it kind of does sound like. Because he just stops and then he'll like reiterate what he was saying, kind of.
Joe would ask him a question, and he'd take like sometimes a minute.
Yeah, he does take a long time. He's
but
like,
you could see him just like kind of shuffling through his thoughts.
Yeah. It's weird. Maybe he just like has like a little fucking, what are those called? Graphs. And he's just like, okay, this answer, this one. Breaks it down.
Maybe he's already got the Neuralink in his brain.
Oh, did you hear him talk about that, dude? That was fucking crazy. Like they were talking about taking a piece of your skull, implanting this fucking thing in your brain. What they're gonna do, and it can help.
They'll drill out a little hole in your skull.
Yeah, and then they'll insert
fill that
it
with the Neuralink.
Yeah.
Close it up.
And he was saying that it can repair vision. If you're like paralyzed, it can, replace the nerves and neurons and shit in your brain, and it can like regain function or mobility. And I'm just like, that's fucking crazy.
But they're going to start it off with like CTE people, like brain trauma and stuff.
From what I've learned in the medical field, I'm not saying I learned a lot. I'm not a freaking doctor or anything, but I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it seems impossible. But there are fake hearts now, They have
it seems so
for hearts and everything.
I know, it just seems so far off though. Like for us to have the way he's describing is basically we have computers in our brain. We'll be able to like have the answers, like we can Google shit up, but even quicker, faster than computers. That shit blows my mind.
No, he was talking. I didn't get that part, but I heard the part where he was talking about it'll, help with you physically and health-wise.
No, not physically, mentally. Basically, Neuralink is...
mentally and physically. It's going to help your physical body, too, because you're going to regain function and, like, certain nerves.
Maybe with... I don't know too much about that shit, but what my understanding is basically it's like a supercharger for your... You know how you throw turbos and superchargers on your car? Mm-hmm. Make it faster?
Yeah.
Neuralink is like that. But no, it's even different because the way he describes it is like having internet for your brain. Like you can Google shit.
Yeah, I didn't get the internet part. I got with like the health part.
No, but did you not hear him when he said we wouldn't be... Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then that's why you didn't know. You didn't finish it. Did you not hear the part where he said 5 to 6 years we've only been communicating with words?
Oh, yeah, I heard that part. Yeah. That seems a little far-fetched, but
check it out.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
Well, what he means, like what Neuralink is like, we're all be linked together, like internet. Our brains will be linked together.
I think I would go crazy. So
you could almost like read. I wonder if you could like read each other's thoughts.
Dude, if you could, what if like they had a glitch in the system and one person got everyone's thoughts at once? You know how fucking insane you would go? They would probably kill themselves.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I feel like I've seen that in a movie one time.
I think I have too. I think they have like it was this one dude on Instagram. He makes little video clips. He did something like that. I remember.
It was on a movie one time.
It was on a movie? Well, I saw a video clip of something like that.
It was on something. They had like an earpiece. They were hearing everybody's thoughts at once.
That was Travelers.
Travelers. That was it? Yeah. Travelers.
It was
they
the show,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a crazy show.
That was. Elon Musk has watched that show for sure. Dude, he probably came up with the thing because of it. He's probably been on the shit, but
he'd be on some Black Mirror shit. But his first interview when he was talking, my first thoughts, this dude's alien. The way he was talking when he make those pauses, and damn, props to Joe Rogan because you think Peso would have been hard to interview, bro. Elon Musk.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's gotta
And
be
I noticed
so
that in the
tough.
second interview, like he was kind of not really struggling, but you can tell like he was kind of like, and then he kind of tries to pick up the interview from there because Elon Musk would stop and he would just like finish a conversation and then Joe Rogan would be like, well, okay, and then he would try and come up with something else, like a new topic, of discussion, but you could tell that he was kind of struggling because Elon Musk kind of.
Joe Rogan was struggling to get the
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
Oh, I know he was.
Yeah, and it was weird. I was like, wow, I've never seen you like this.
Bro. Dude, he killed that hoe, bro.
He really did. He really did.
That was such a tough interview.
He kills everything, bro.
It was, but that man's been doing this shit for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. 10 years. Remember when we first started this shit? And
watching his very first episode?
Yeah, I wanted to talk.
I think ours was way better, if you ask me.
Dude, facts, babe. Facts.
Joe was still like learning how to fucking take the bubbles off his iPad or whatever, or his iMac.
Yeah, snowflakes just falling.
Yeah, snowflakes.
And
he was like, oh, dude, check out the bubbles. They got bubbles. It's so funny.
I was reading through the comments and I was seeing some conspiracy talk talking about, Joe knew about the snowflakes way back 10 years ago. You know about like snowflakes when they say politically people that are like soft, they call them snowflakes.
Oh yeah.
The snowflakes that always attacking Joe Rogan, like, oh, he's a right wing Republican. Yeah, they call them like snowflakes.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
I didn't know about that.
I don't know. I was looking at that shit, but the thing about it, if I didn't know Joe Rogan, I watched the show. I'm like, oh, who's this guy? I would click off. But it was Joe Rogan. I watched every single minute of it. And he was just sitting there staring at the camera for like a couple minutes for a second. No, Joe Rogan. His first interview.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm saying, if it wasn't Joe, you probably would have clicked out.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, for sure. I thought we were talking about the Elon thing, but sorry.
Oh, but he's come a long way. Now he's interviewing Elon.
Came a long way. Fucking, he's walked many miles.
But can you imagine from... What was that, 10 years ago when he first started doing that shit? To now, he's got like political sway. You seen this shit when we had Bernie Sanders on and he didn't even like endorse Bernie, but he just said something good about Bernie.
Yeah.
All the news took that shit. Joe Rogan endorses Bernie Sanders. Joe Rogan, he smokes weed. He's homophobic. He said this. And then they pulled all the other, like the dirtiest stuff out on him, bro. And Joe was like, whoa, all right, I'm not doing that shit again.
Right.
He took a step back and I don't know. He kind of laid off like the political stuff. Mm-hmm. You see him? Do you see the sign that he just signed to Spotify?
Oh yeah. I love that shit.
Over $100 million.
Oh, I know. I read it.
You read the deal?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Joe Rogan signed to Spotify exclusively to put his content
for 3 years,
out.
I think.
For 3 years?
Yeah.
Is he still able to put? I think he's still gonna be able to do clips on YouTube. He's still gonna be able to do
everything. Yeah, he's just signing with Spotify too, so he puts his shit on Spotify.
Yeah, over 100. It's like over 100.
I mean, YouTube doesn't do anything for him. That's just a way to put his shit out there.
Yeah. Well, it's tricky when you get a website like a company like YouTube, and they have a monopoly. They can At first, it used to be YouTube, you just put whatever you want on it, but now that they're censoring shit, I've seen a lot of other podcasts talk about it, like, hey, within the first 5 minutes, we gotta like stop cussing or they demonetize our stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And YouTube's starting to get a hold on it, so people are trying to find a way out of YouTube. And Spotify, they got a good deal.
Spotify's with the shits.
They went and got the Go podcast. They're like, okay, we're a podcast platform now. They got Joe Rogan now. I think in September, they're gonna start doing videos. So they'll have videos on Spotify too.
They're fucking taking over once they start doing videos.
We're already on Spotify with our audio, so we need to figure out how we can
put videos on there
too. Do the videos, when they drop.
Anybody want to sign $100 or $100 million $100 million deal?
Would you sign that?
Dude. Okay, let me stop you there. Listen to me. So, no, because the Call Me Daddy girls, and I was going to talk about...
Call her daddy.
I thought it was Call Me Daddy.
No, Call Her Daddy. Oh, that's just their intro. It's like, do you call her daddy?
I think it's Call Me Daddy.
No, it's Call Her Daddy is the name of the podcast.
Oh.
You're just thinking the intro. Do you call her daddy? No, it's like, do you call him daddy? Do you call her daddy? Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Whatever.
Anyways,
so
it's called
those girls, they started podcasting or whatever. This is all that I know. I'm not an expert. I don't know the whole story, but I'm going to tell you what I know. So then chime in.
No, you go. Yeah, I'll chime in.
Sorry, Jesus Christ. I'm out of breath. These girls, they started podcasting, right? And then Barstool Sports picked them up. They're like a social networking thing. They put videos out there and, you know.
I'm pretty sure
they're a platform.
Majority of people know about Barstool.
Yeah. Okay, so Barstool signed them on, I think, a 3-year contract for like $75,000 each.
75 to, I think it was like 75 to 80,000 each for each year, and then after each year they also get
bonuses and shit.
They also had worked in a deal where they get bonuses on the views.
And then they can also do like their own shit,
merch and stuff. They get
So, anyways, they were cool with that. They signed that as soon as they started podcasting, from what I understand. And then, like, you know, now
after the 3rd episode, it was the 4th episode.
For real?
Yeah.
So fucking quick, dude. And so now they're like, they've established themselves, they're known, and they're bigger, and they can do more shit, obviously, but they're stuck in this contract, and now they want more money. And at first, they both wanted more money, and I think they wanted like $100,000 or, you know, a bigger lump sum of money. And then they started arguing with each other, and, you know, one was like, I do.
Here's what happened.
Okay.
Alex got money. She got more. She got a raise within like, I think, a year in, because she took over the editing. Sophia was basically...
I remember one of them was doing more of the shit.
Sophia was basically just coming on with a podcast, tagging along.
Yeah.
Alex was the one do the editing, the videos, the YouTube, the social media. Well, they eventually had somebody like take care of the YouTube and stuff, but like as far as the editing of the podcast...
She was picking up
Alex
the workload.
was taking care of all that. So she, I think within a year in, she got a raise. She chose not to disclose that with Sophia about doing the raise.
Yeah, because obviously she would have gotten mad.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear her out because she was doing more work. But behind the scenes, Sophia talked to Alex saying, "I don't like how you're doing more of the work when people know that you're doing more of the work of on the show and the podcast."
Yeah,
behind the scenes. But between her, Sophia and Alex, she didn't too much care that she was doing the work. Mm-hmm. It was people chiming in talking about, like Alex carries the show. Yeah. So she felt insecure about that. So that's why Alex decided just not even to talk about the race with her.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe she found out, but it brings
She found out somehow.
She found out.
And then that caused some animosity towards them. And now, I mean, I'm not sure about their state right now, but from what I heard, their last like fighting over that.
They're still, I don't think they fuck with each other.
They're still trying to, you know, I mean, they're dealing with each other until the contract ends, but they're still just kind of writing out the contract and then
they haven't done an episode for like 4 months. Together.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of that.
Well, I think the last episode they did together.
That sucks, dude. Like, honestly, I was thinking about that. I was like, what if we just like started a podcast and then someone wants to sign us? I was like, I do not want to sign to anyone. I don't want to be owned by anyone, you know? That's my biggest thing. I'm trying to get out of my 9 to 5 just because I have a fucking boss. I want to be our own boss. Like, I'm fine with being co-bosses with you, but I'm not trying to have anyone on top of me and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And you only can get paid this much and you can only do this, you know? Keep this image, you know?
Yeah.
I want to have a say for myself. And with contracts, you just can't do that.
They did it after 4 episodes. I think they might kind of jump.
They just got excited. They just got excited and they wanted some money for it.
And the reason why
they had money thrown at them and they were like, "Give me the shit."
The Barstool guy knew about Alex is she was dating, I think, NHL player, a hockey player. So like,
yeah, she was just trying to make some money.
Yeah, they signed it and they were making money and they got raises and stuff. I think they fucked themselves though. On it, in my opinion,
they went too low, but they didn't know. They were just starting out.
Yeah, it's a learning lesson.
Yeah,
but 100 million from Spotify. I'm sorry, that's a lot of money. That's a life changing amount. I'd probably sign.
Oh yeah, not no $75,000, baby girl. Yeah,
I'm making.
That's a car. That's it. 100 million. I could buy a house.
We already ran through the numbers when we were trying to look for a house right now. 75,000 a year. That's only a year. That's your salary. Nothing. That's your salary for a year. If you're gonna rent and have like apartment, a good 30. If you're getting a nice $40,000 of that is going towards your apartment.
Yeah.
So you know you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room with that because right now, well, us just working 9 to 5. I know we're not happy and we like don't enjoy it, but we're making that, right? And together we're making more.
I'm just
than
grateful.
That.
I've been telling you for weeks now. I'm just grateful to have a job, especially with the whole damn Corona thing. I know people who've gotten laid off.
Yeah.
I know people who like on unemployment and that's all they're getting. Like we're just lucky to have jobs. So I'm not complaining about my job, but I would rather not have it. You know what I'm saying?
Rather not have it.
Yeah.
Have nothing at all.
No.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying. I'd rather work for myself than.
Well, we're working on it.
We are definitely getting there.
Starting to see a
Hopefully it
little bit
comes sooner than
of
later.
return on investment on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going up.
I'm coming up with new ways to make money these days.
Yeah, and we're bringing y'all along for the ride too. So if y'all want to learn how
I
to
got
make
something
some
special coming for y'all. Just wait.
Y'all want to learn how to make this internet money, y'all stay tuned in.
Right.
Make sure y'all subscribe to this page, hit that notification so you can be updated, you know, right when our video drops. So you can stay tuned and get on this hustle before anybody else. Because it's just finna go up, yo. You want to hop on the train early. You don't want to hop on the bandwagon late. Follow us on Instagram, TestTubeTV. Or anything else? Follow Alyssa Jameson on Instagram.
And OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
I would say follow me on Instagram, but I don't even remember my name no more because I've changed it like 3 times. But hey, I fucking love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all watching and staying tuned with us and shit. We got a lot of shit going on. Hit us up in DMs, comment below, let us know how we're doing. Let us know what y'all want to see from us. Other than that, anything else, babe?
If you're hearing this, you're looping.
All right, bye. Peace. All right, go pop, man. I had a piece like too early. I just do this too. Yeah.